Awesome. Looks like, yes, recording's going. Excellent. Yes, welcome everyone. Glad you are here to hear us speak on another topic, and a topic perfect for our first webinar of 2022. We are calling it Make Your Resolution Stick. And in this webinar, we will be covering 3 key topics to help you stay committed to your resolutions. If you want to move to the next slide, perfect. All right, so before we get into the content here, a few things. First off, the webinar will be recorded and emailed to everyone in attendance. If you have to leave the webinar early or want to revisit the content later, the recording will be uploaded to our Yammer community and to our YouTube channel. So Healthier Together Yammer or our Healthier Together Virtual Wellness. The slide deck will also be available for you to review as well. And then when it comes to our webinars, our goal is to engage and interact with you as much as we can throughout the course of the presentation. Please utilize chat to add comments or even more importantly, use chat to ask questions. We will respond throughout, or if we do not get to your question, we will contact you individually. So don't be afraid to use chat for comments and questions. As we get into our resolution topic today, remember that Healthier Together has many resources that can assist in making your resolution stick. Be sure to sign up if you haven't, or revisit the hub if you've been away for a while. Earn reward points each quarter, cash in recognized points, but above all, take care of what matters most. With a new year starts a new you, as some people say. Set aside the fun play on words. January 1st always brings ambition to change something about yourself. I know for me, I had a moment where I asked myself what changes I'd like to make and set some goals or resolutions. It's now January 19th, and I've gained 2 pounds, canceled my gym membership, and now wondering what happened. There are many different studies looking at what percentage of resolutioners succeed after January or February or commit their goals to lifestyle changes. One study found that 19% of individuals kept their resolutions and most failed by mid-January. So like myself. So you might ask, why is that? Some make a grand plan to change everything all at once on the first of the year. Others may attribute their failure to lack of willpower, lack of support, or lack of motivation. All of those could be contributing factors. There isn't one right answer as to why people don't achieve their goals and resolutions. Behavior change is complex and multifaceted. We don't realize how much throughout our days and our lives influence our ability to stick to our goals and follow through on our plan of progression. The best thing we can do, and the goal for today's webinar, is to set yourself up for success. If you were part of the 85% of the general population that set a resolution, did you set yourself up for success, or are you noticing some setbacks or decreased commitment? Reframing, refocusing, and evaluating or adjusting your goals is one major methodology for making your resolution stick. Today, we will be covering 3 main topics. Reviewing goal setting using the SMART acronym. Laura will be discussing habits and habit stacking, and Anna will cover aspects of willpower and how it can affect your goals. So leading into goal setting, I found a great video overviewing the SMART system for goal setting. As most of us have used the SMART acronym to create a goal before, I thought this was a perfect video for us to just kind of watch through and listen to this gentleman here.
Regardless if it is professional or personal, we all struggle sometimes to achieve our goals. Many times our struggle is not because of a lack of effort, but rather how our goals have been structured. Anytime you set a goal, or if you find yourself struggling while working towards a goal, keep in mind the word SMART. SMART is an acronym that can be used to help evaluate and add structure to your goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-bound. SMART begins with asking yourself the degree to which a goal is specific. This is arguably the most important part of establishing or evaluating a goal. The less specific a goal, the more difficult it is to determine how long the goal should take to complete or how to measure success. Consider the difference between a goal to get healthy versus the goal to lose weight versus the goal to lose 10 pounds. The goal to get healthy is much less specific than a goal to lose 10 pounds. The next question to ask, how is the goal measured? What determines success? Some goals may be best measured by a simple yes or no, such as the goal of climbing to the top of a mountain, while other goals are better measured by using metrics such as the goal to lose 10 pounds. The key to measurement is making sure that in whatever way the goal is measured, it accurately reflects success. For instance, if you do not have access to a scale, then measuring weight loss will be difficult and less accurate. An alternative measure may be to track how many inches you have lost around the waist. But to what extent does this accurately reflect the goal? Without access to a reliable way of measuring weight, we may want to consider buying a scale or restructuring our goal. Actionable is not asking yes or no, but how will the goal be achieved? What is our action plan? Do we have the resources and capabilities required to achieve success? If not, what are we lacking? Well-designed goals provide clarity of action. If the actions required to achieve a goal are unclear or there are a large number of actions that need to be taken, we should consider breaking down the main goal into manageable, actionable sub-goals. In isolation, any single goal is relevant, but in life, we most often are in the process of pursuing multiple goals. A common issue we face is having too many goals at the same time or pursuing the wrong goals. With this in mind, we need a mechanism to help us monitor our goals to make sure we are pursuing our most relevant goals at any given moment in time. One technique is to place goals in a matrix that looks at effort required versus perceived value of achieving the goal. Not always, but most of the time we will want to focus our energy on low-effort, high-value goals. Another technique is to use the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. Ask, which are the 20% of goals that will provide me with 80% of my return? The last thing we want to make sure is that goals are time-bound. By including a specific date by which a goal should be accomplished, it helps provide incentive and allows us to monitor progress. Consider the difference between the goal to lose 10 pounds and the goal to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks. Simply by including an element of time, we can now calculate how much we should be losing each week, and if after 5 weeks we have only lost 1 pound, we can revisit our action plan. Be wary of any goal that is open-ended, such as the common goal to learn a foreign language. Last, it is important to reinforce that goal setting is not an event. It is an ongoing process of action, evaluation, and revision. It is not about lowering goals or standards to ensure success. It is about recognizing goals are dynamic because life is dynamic. We do not live in a static world. Life happens. A goal that is relevant today may be irrelevant tomorrow. When using SMART, stay flexible and motivated by setting aside time to reevaluate your goals on a regular basis.
Perfect. Great video. As I mentioned earlier, some resolutioners make a big grand plan to change everything all at once on the first of the year. That can easily become very overwhelming and make staying motivated very difficult. When it comes to goals and resolutions, the individuals who have greater success accomplishing their goals are taking the necessary steps for behavior change or lifestyle change, not instant gratification. The big takeaway is to remember that goals are dynamic because life is dynamic. You always have the opportunity to evaluate your goals, revise as needed, and then take even more action again. It is challenging to change the mindset from accepting defeat or failure when you fall behind or go off course. Be confident in making necessary revisions to your plan or changing how you're going to overcome an obstacle along the way. So when creating your goals, or if you are now revising your current goals, set aside a time in the future within the timeline of your goal just for evaluation. If you need it, take it. Make honest and realistic revisions. If you feel good about your current progress, set aside another time again for reevaluation. Again, as the narrator in the video so eloquently said, goal setting is not an event. It's an ongoing process of action, evaluation, and revision. So, Anna, let's go into our first poll question.
So I'm launching a poll here. I've got 2 questions. This is just sort of a general topic of what goals have you set for yourself this year? So you might have some SMART goals already. So go ahead and take a look at this here. Can you see the poll? Oh yeah, perfect. People are voting now. So just generally, where do your goals fall into these categories? You can choose many that apply. And then once you submit your answer to your first question, answer the second one. So after hearing from Kyle, do you maybe need to adjust your goals? I know after listening to that, I've seen that video probably 20 times this week, but after listening to it again, maybe I might need to reevaluate a few more things. So there's nothing wrong with that. All right, take about 20 more seconds, answer this poll question that you'll see on your screen, and I will share the results. And if you indicated other, please share in the chat what your goals may be. All righty, we got about 85% participated in the goal, in the poll. Too much goals. All right, I'll end this and I'll share the results so everyone can see. So we have a pretty wide range of topics here. The most exercise and physical activity. And we have quite a few people maybe didn't set any goals yet, but maybe you're going to try. Maybe some tweaks here and there, probably some time for some revisions after hearing from Kyle. All righty. And we will move on to habits with Laura.
Wonderful. Thank you, Anna and Kyle. That was really great. So as they said, my name is Laura Heyman, and I will be talking about habits and habit stacking with resources and tips on how to develop and maintain healthy habits. So first off, what is a habit? A habit is a settled or regular tendency or practice. What is a habit loop? Well, there are a few different recognized habit loops. The 2 below are most widely recognized. So we'll go over them here. The first one here on your left-hand side, cue, routine, and reward. So what does that mean? So we'll take, for example, my addiction to coffee. Okay, so my cue is I wake up in the morning. That's my cue. Oh, I need to go start my coffee maker. So I start it. So that's my routine. I get up, I start my coffee maker. My reward is a delicious cup of coffee. Now, adding to the other habit loop, my cue, just as before, I wake up and maybe I have that really big craving for that coffee, or I might have that caffeine headache. Oh, that means I really want it, that craving. So my response is to start the coffee maker, and my reward is my coffee. So these are great because a lot of times we don't think of our habits or the things that we do on a daily basis as having a cue and a reward. But when you think about it, everything we do, from getting up in the morning to putting on our shoes to going for a walk, there's a cue and a routine or craving and a reward. Next, we'll talk about how to make habits stick. So identifying habits you want to add, edit, or take away. Recognize and identify the habit. So as many of you stated, it is getting healthier, maybe nutrition or getting more physical activity in. So there we go. Step 1, you recognize and identify the habit that you maybe want to add. Learn what your cue is, or what will it be. So establishing when you will do that. So say I wake up in the morning, and like I said before, my cue is I got to go start my coffee maker. But I want to add maybe drinking a glass of cold water before I get my coffee. So I recognize and identify the habit. I want to add some more water and learn what my cue will be. Okay, starting my coffee maker and then drinking my water. And that goes into changing your action. So instead of getting my coffee right away, I drink some water. And then lastly, stack your habits. Habit stacking is adding a habit and pairing it with an already established habit. Hence, starting up my coffee maker that I do on a regular basis, but adding drinking the water before I get to have my coffee.
So we have a quick, Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
go ahead, Anna, right into the poll question.
Yeah, so we have a quick poll question here. There's a lot of buzz about how long it truly takes to form a habit. So this is just a little trivia. How long on average does it take to form a habit for the behavior to become truly automatic? So take a minute. First guess, what do you think it would be? I'll give you about 20 more seconds here. So thinking about maybe what you learned before. Once you hit your answer, make sure you submit the answers. Submit your response. All righty. Overwhelmingly, most people said 21 days. Now, I was doing a lot of research when we were talking about this, sharing this topic with you all, and the most of it said was that buzz number is 21. I remember in college that they were like, yeah, 21 days to form that habit, 21 days to lock it in. There's been a lot of more recent studies, however, that on average, the correct answer is 66 days for a habit to become truly automatic. Laura has been making coffee in the morning for how long? And so that is truly automatic. That's not something she has to think about. For many people, if you have been a long time exerciser, that is truly automatic. You want to exercise every day. You don't need that motivation. You don't need extra willpower. It's just a decision that is automatic for you. Whether it's drinking more water or exercising more, whatever your goals are, it's going to take anywhere from, they say in the study, 15 to 254 days for that habit to become automatic. And even then, we can still fall off after maybe that habit slips away. So that's why it's important. It's constantly reevaluating our goals, seeing what works for us, a habit that we had, and this goes for good and bad habits, however you want to clarify them. The more we do it, the more it becomes automatic, and it'll take time. So stay consistent and utilize some of these tips that Laura will share here to learn to habit stack.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, so how to make habits stick and habit stacking. And so there are 13 habit stacking tips that I'd suggest putting into your routine when you're thinking about establishing a habit, a healthy habit. The first one, start small, pick 1 or 2 habits, of course, then add more as the routine becomes more automatic and permanent. Focus on small wins. This will help build emotional momentum and positivity and happiness, like you can do it. This is wonderful. And so that sets the stage up for more and more habits, and of course, bigger habits that you'd like to add into your day or your week. Pick a time and location, for example, in the morning before work, at work during lunch, and so on. That will help you focus in on when that habit will be established. Anchor your stack to a trigger. For example, set your cell phone alarm, place an empty water bottle next to the coffee maker for my example. Create a logical checklist. Put small actions together in a way that they seamlessly flow. So the more seamless that flow is, the more seamless your day is, the less time or the less kind of hiccups you'll get into your day. So if it's something that just kind of gradually happens, you'll see that your habit will become more permanent quicker. Be accountable. Getting an accountability partner or posting your success on social media or other platforms will be very beneficial to establishing your habit. Create small, enjoyable goals. For example, this might include eating a healthy snack, relaxing for a few minutes, or watching your favorite TV show. Focus on repetition. Consistency is more important than anything else in this 13 list. Simply put, repetition builds muscle memory. Don't break the chain. The purpose of not breaking the chain is to eliminate your excuses. Sometimes it's easy to think of creative ways of not being able to establish your habit or continuing with your repetition. But if you regularly miss a day, then you'll make it easier for it to skip another day and another day. Expect setbacks. When setbacks happen, and they will happen, look for creative ways to overcome these obstacles. Schedule the frequency. Are your habits daily, weekly, or monthly? That's very important when establishing a seamless flow to your day. Scale up your stack. For example, in the first week, your routine may be exercising for 5 minutes a day. Then the second week, 10 minutes a day. Then up to 15 minutes for week 3, and so on. Build one routine at a time. Remember that new habits take on average 66 days to become permanent, like we stated before. Next, we'll move on to Anna, and she'll be talking about willpower.
All right, thanks, Laura. So talking about willpower and motivation, where does willpower come from? What is it? We all attribute many of our failures to a lack of willpower, a lack of motivation. So I'll go through kind of what that looks like for you potentially, and a little bit of the science behind willpower. So the definition is control exerted to do something or restrain impulses. So like anything else, willpower is a skill that can be learned and improved with practice. So the willpower response is a reaction to an internal conflict. So there's typically 2 circumstances where willpower comes into play. So the first circumstance would be you want one thing that maybe goes against your goals or plans that you're confronted with. So such as if my goal is to eat healthier, for example, something that would go against my goals would be eating fast food, extra snacking, or if you're trying to exercise more, maybe something that would go against my goal would be binging a new Netflix series or something like that. Now, the second circumstance where willpower comes into play is when you have something planned towards your goals, but you may be struggling with the follow through. So such as meal prepping, working out, drinking more water, your pre-sleep routine, decluttering, all of those things, the little steps, the habits, the tips that Laura was explaining before, all those things go towards your goal, but you're struggling with that follow through, trying to stay consistent. So how do you respond when you're confronted with these 2 situations? You can actually influence your ability to exert more self-control by setting yourself up for success. So there's a part of our brain called the prefrontal cortex, and that is the part of our brain that helps with our decision making. So to be effective at controlling our urges, following through on our plans, making sound decisions, all of that needs to happen with the help of our prefrontal cortex, and we have to take care of it. So that's where our decision making originates. We can do this by feeding it with nutrient-dense foods, getting quality sleep, moving more. All of that can help feed essentially your prefrontal cortex, keep your brain healthy. So every single decision that we make throughout the day impacts your willpower. Take 10 seconds and think about all the decisions you've made so far today. I mean, for us in Minnesota, it's only noon, 12:30 or so. So how many decisions have you made? You decided what to wear. You decided what, if you're working from home, maybe where you're going to work from. I mean, so many little things. What shoes your kids are going to wear, what they eat for breakfast. I mean, a million decisions that we go through every single day. So trying to control our temper, preparing for a presentation, ignoring distractions, family decisions, all of that taps the same sort of strength. We can look at willpower like a muscle, so it gets exhausted by overuse. So just like our physical muscles, many researchers believe that you might be able to strengthen your willpower by training it. So how do we increase our willpower? An important phrase to remember that a lot of people hear is practice makes perfect, but I like to throw out there for you that practice makes progress, that the more we practice, the more we stay consistent, the more progress we'll see. And any step towards increasing your willpower towards your goals is a step in the right direction. So we have to increase our capacity for pressure. We have to learn how to manage our stress. We've done quite a few different webinars on all sorts of different topics with self-care and efficiency throughout your day. So definitely check those out if you want more in-depth studies into how you can manage your own stress. But basically, under high levels of stress, our body's energy is depleted, and then we act instinctively. We make decisions based on those short-term outcomes. If you've had a really long day and you're stressed and work was busy, and then the kids are sick because everyone's sick at school and you have so many things going on, then the last thing you want to do is drink your glass of water, meal prep, make those plans. So how do we set ourselves up for success using those habit stacking tips, using the goal setting tips, making those plans so that we can think about the long-term goals that we have in mind. So just a quick tip, and something that I've been trying to do since I wrote this slide is before every decision influencing your goals, take 3 deep breaths, restate your goal aloud if possible, or just say it to yourself. So for me, I'm working on just moving more throughout my day. And so if I wanted to, when Netflix says, "Are you still watching?" I took my 3 deep breaths. I said, shoot, my goal is to move more. So that I said, yes, I'm still watching. I paused it and then I got up. So that's just a quick way to just refocus. What are your long-term goals? And to not think about the short term of that you're tired or you want to keep watching. There was a good cliffhanger, whatever it may be. Encourage yourself to stick to your plan. Self-affirmation can help you have more self-control when you're running out of it. So try avoiding phrases like, I can't, I shouldn't, I should be doing this. Example phrases, I can't eat that cookie, I shouldn't watch another show. So here are a few different ways you can change your mindset, change your the way you talk about yourself, because it's so critical in your success. So on the left, you'll see a typical negative mindset. A lot of phrases, I say these a lot too, and all of us, we probably say these at one point or another. Every time you tell yourself, I can't, or I shouldn't, you're creating a feedback loop that is a reminder of your limitations. This terminology indicates that you're forcing yourself to do something that you maybe don't want to do or that you won't be able to do. So think about your most common phrases that you use throughout the day. Positive self-talk is so critically important. How we speak about ourselves, how we speak to ourselves has a huge influence on our motivation. So on the left, I can't eat this snack. These are just a few random alternatives I was thinking about, and these will look different depending on what your goals are and what you're going through. But a way to shift this to a positive mindset would be, this snack won't help me reach my goals. Maybe I could search for an alternative. I can't work out longer than 15 minutes. The longest workout I've completed so far is 15 minutes. Just that small change in how we talk about ourselves is going to make a huge difference in your motivation and your willpower. It's going to strengthen that willpower muscle. Another example, I shouldn't eat any ice cream. It's a bad food. My most favorite phrase in all of my nutrition coaching and when I'm talking to my friends and family, all food is fuel for my body. No matter what kind of fuel it is, it's fuel for my body, and that is going to help me survive and stay alive. But how will I feel physically and mentally if I eat this ice cream? For me, I'm lactose intolerant, so that's not a good choice for me, just simply because of biology. But how do you feel? Will this influence your goals? Will it make you feel better in the short term? Will it feel better in the long term? I can't walk for long, let alone run. I'll never be able to do a 5K. Another example, I'm working to increase the distance I can walk at one time. Maybe one day I'd like to try a 5K. And then one thing I tell myself a lot, like, this is way too hard. I can't do it. Another alternative is, this is challenging, but I'm giving it my best. So there's a few examples of ways to look at how you talk about yourself. Now, this is a pretty long list of what we can do when our motivation wanes. A lot of this Laura has already covered. I'll just highlight a few of my favorite parts of this slide. So the main few topics: review your goals and adjust. Like Kyle said, you have to regularly review your goals, ensure that they're smart. Are they relevant anymore? Recognize those roadblocks that are going to be in your way. And something that I've been trying to do for myself as well is finding clarity in the past, present, and future. So what have I done in the past that went well or didn't go well? So I've maybe tried Weight Watchers in the past. Why did I like that? Why did I not like it? And how can I apply that to what I'm doing now or what I'm trying to do in the future? And that will really help, find that clarity and find truly what you're looking to focus on and how you can get there. Next, build consistency. So we all typically action comes before motivation. There's a lot of different ways that people say you can try to build your motivation, but typically we just have to get going, start something, and that motivation will come. So easy thing that you can try is called 5-minute actions. Now you can do this with 1 minute, 2 minute, whatever duration you think is going to be the most beneficial for you. So my goal right now is to move more throughout my day, and I have like a workout schedule that I'm trying to stick to. So yesterday, for example, I was super sore, tired, and I was like, I do not want to do this workout. But I knew it aligned with my goals. I'm trying to stay consistent. So I did a 5-minute action. I started my phone timer for 5 minutes, and I started preparing for my workout. I'm watching some YouTube videos, so that's my workouts right now. So I got my iPad, set it up in my room. My timer's going. I started getting my workout clothes on, finding my shoes, picking a playlist to play in the background, clearing out a space so I can work out. And I started the workout and I made it like 30 seconds into the warm up. My phone timer goes off and it had been 5 minutes. So at that point, I've spent 5 minutes toward my goals. I've done maybe 30 seconds of a warm up. And at this point, you can say, okay, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to stick with it and then do the rest of the workout. Or you can say, hey, I've done 5 minutes towards building my habits, towards building my goals. And if you're still not feeling it at that point, then maybe stop then. That's typically, for the most part, if you already put 5 minutes into it or wherever you want your set your timer to be, if you've already gotten the work started, gotten over those barriers, the harder parts of starting a workout, you're more likely going to stick with it and continue on. Then utilizing the 3 V's, make it visible, make it vocal, and make it verbal. So I find this to be very beneficial for myself. And so that I make my goals visible. I have my workout calendar printed out right here in front of me so I can see it all day long. And then I make it vocal. I say it out loud to my fiance. I tell my friends, I'm doing this workout plan. I send it to them, like, this is what I'm doing. And then make it verbal. So I restate my goals throughout the day, what I'm trying to accomplish. And then lastly, one of the most important parts that we sometimes forget about is finding a support system. Finding a buddy working through similar goals, asks for support from friends and family. Maybe your spouse or maybe your family isn't very active, but you're trying to be active. Tell them how important this goal is to you and tell them how they can support you. So I told one of my friends, please text me every single day and ask how my workout went. And we do the same video, so that helps. And then we communicate with each other about how the workout went, what we're doing next. Surround yourself with positivity. Social media, maybe could you follow a few influencers, or could you follow people who spread positivity or positive news, all the content you read, watch, the magazines you're reading, the shows you're watching, all of that influences your mental health, influences your well-being more than you think it does. And so as much as you can, how much positivity can you surround yourself with? And then maybe reach out to any one of us, Kyle, Laura, or myself. We're all certified health coaches in different areas, and we can meet with you at no cost to you. Or maybe you could hire a personal trainer or sign up for a gym, something like that. So in the chat here, we'd like to hear from you. What helps you stay on track with your goals? Maybe you could say something that we've already mentioned, something you've tried in the past that worked, or what are you working on right now? If you'd like as well, you can also unmute yourself. And if you want to quickly share something that helps you that we maybe haven't mentioned yet.
Hi, this is Manuel. It's funny, I was listening to a podcast the other day about this famous neuroscientist. His name is Huberman, and he cites some recent research coming out of highly accredited universities in regards to how to set goals, etc. And there's a few articles that are coming out. One is called the 85% rule for optimal learning. And the other one is the effects of narrowing visual attention on goal pursuit and behavior. These podcasts are really excellent because it goes into the physiology of the brain and how it triggers responses to motivation, etc. So I would encourage people to take a look. Not if you want, I'll just put the name of the guy on the chat. But
Perfect.
yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, definitely write the name in the chat and the podcast and the and his name so that we can all check it out. So I'll just state a few things that people are sharing. Writing things down, so tracking on paper versus an app. A lot of people, tracking using their Apple Watch, using their Fitbit, whatever that may be. Got some old-fashioned sticker charts. I love those. Making it visible. Trying to get those points on Healthier Together. Yes, thank you for plugging Healthier Together. Yeah, boot camp with friends. Awesome. Thank you all so much for sharing. And we will go through afterwards and we will compile all of these ideas and we'll put it all into one document so that if you can't read through the chat as fast, you'll be able to see everyone else's ideas and suggestions as well. Awesome. Thank you all so much for sharing. Keep posting your ideas in the chat and we'll make sure everyone gets these in the end. So we wanted to highlight just a few quick resources before we send you on your way. So the first are weekly live offerings. So these are daily opportunities that can help you take control of your wellness, and these might help with some of the goals that you've mentioned so far. So we've got our typical guided meditations, our flex breaks. These you all have all heard about. We've seen many of your names participating in them. So thank you so much. If you have not done so already, you can, once we send out the slide deck, you'll be able to click on these links, add all of these events to your calendar. As a quick reminder, these are 15-minute sessions. Great way to not only take a physical break of stepping away from work, but taking a mental break and focusing on yourself. We just launched Fit Breaks last week. So these are 10 to 15-minute workouts where you don't need any equipment, office friendly, cube friendly, apartment friendly. So no jumping, no equipment. You can stay in your work clothes. And just a fun way to get up a little more dynamic than flex breaks where you're focusing on stretching those muscles. And then lastly, we have a brand new YouTube schedule. So we have all new class times. So if you've tried it in the past and it didn't work for you, check out these times, convert it to your time zone wherever you're at, and maybe we'll see you in those. We have placeholder invites that you can add to your calendar so that it serves as a reminder for you to go click on and go to YouTube. And then here is all of our contact information and our different certifications, areas of expertise, I guess. If you are interested in one-on-one health coaching, well-being partner checks, if you just need a little more accountability, help on any goal setting, please reach out to any one of us three and we can get that set up. It's all at no cost to all employees and contractors. And then we've linked our Yammer community at the bottom here and our YouTube channel. So before we go, does Kyle or Laura, do you have anything else to add?
No, I don't. How about you, Kyle?
No, not for me. Just a great overview of, as our title said, making your resolution stick. So hopefully you found some takeaways that you can utilize and maybe got some suggestions from others throughout reading the multitude of chat messages from people. But yeah, nothing more from me.
Perfect. Once we send out this slide deck, you'll be able to click on that link and you can earn Healthier Together points by just quickly typing in your name and employee ID so we can award those to you. We'll take all these ideas, we'll send them out in a document with the slide deck. Somebody asked which of these workouts are available to Medtronic retirees. So everything on the YouTube channel you'd be able to access. So Healthier Together Virtual Wellness, and you can access all of our live streams, all of our videos. All righty, so thank you all so much.
Quick, Anna, I know that this is great time to, someone had a question. Do we have any idea of when any of the on-site gyms will be opening again? This would be a great opportunity to tell a lot of friends what we know.
Yeah, so wellness centers will not be opening for a while. So if you have any feedback and if you'd like the wellness centers to open, please send me an email with your words of feedback and we'll be sharing them with leadership. The more employees that share that they want it to reopen, I think the better. So send me an email if you want it to reopen and I will gladly compile that and share with leadership. To get points, you'll be able to click on this link in the slide deck to fill out a form. Thank you all so much for joining, and we will see you next month for our 4 Chambers to Heart Health webinar. So we're talking about 4 different areas that you can improve your heart health, and I'll be sending out the invite to all the attendees for next month. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good day.